Listen, all people, they're trying to defend trucking. I have a response for all these people. I have somebody in mind in particular. I stumbled on this video the other day on Facebook, and I heard him talking about trucking, saying that we have to adjust with trucking, we have to adapt because it's a new market. Today's market, it wasn't yesterday's market, and you just have to adjust and adapt if you want to survive in trucking. And I have a response to that because I'm tired of hearing people saying we as drivers have to adapt and adjust and not pointing the finger at these companies. They are the one have to do the adjustment, and they are the one that need to do the adapting. They have to adapt. It's funny that I want to make this video and I'm over here getting unload, right? And I've been here for almost two hours. Me sitting here for 2 hours, they're not paying for that. And if they are paying for that, it's baby money, little money. Do you know that in the 1980s, they were making over $100,000 in today's money? You know how much you're making in today's money? $52,000. But today's money, in the 1980s, they were making $100,000. That was the average pay. Our average pay right now, the lowest pay as a truck driver is $38,000. Not all of us making 192 like UPS drivers talking about and stuff. It's not all of us. We're talking about the majority, the lowest pay and average pay. That's what we're talking about. So how can you explain to me that in the 1980s, our grandfathers were making $100,000 average, and now we in 2025 making less? Since 1990s, the wage of truckers went down 30 to 40%. You see, that's the part of trucking that I don't like. When I heard truck drivers talking, I don't like it because they want us to dismiss data. Y'all want us to dismiss data. Like we cannot go and learn for ourselves. Everybody can go on the internet and read and see what they're talking about. You just don't want to do the research. But a guy like me, you can't lie to me. You can't lie to me because I'm gonna go and read it for myself. It's data out there. 30 to 40%? How can you explain that? How can you explain that? You know, literally last year, company drivers has experienced a decrease of 7% on their paycheck, which is if they were making $1,700 a week, it went down to $1,600 a week. All these things that I'm talking about, are we the one have to adjust? We are already adjusting automatically. I don't know what year it was. I think it was maybe like 3 years ago. That's a company called Trezam. What is Trezam? Something like that. That settled a lawsuit of $3 million because they had been accused that they're not paying for orientation, they're not paying for layover, they're not paying for a lot of things. They're settled for $3 million. You know what it means to me? When somebody settled, you sound a little guilty. If you feel like you're not doing anything wrong, why you settle? But that's settled for $3 million. It's so many examples I can give it to you like this. And these examples that I just gave you, I will put it on the screen so you can see it for yourself. So when I heard people say you have to adjust, why we as drivers, we have to adjust. They have to do something. Look, all these things that we're not getting paid for. We're not getting paid for sitting traffic. If you've been a truck driver for a very long time, once upon a time, you were sitting in traffic at least for an hour or two, maybe 3. We don't get paid for that. We don't get paid for a pre-trip. We barely get paid for a breakdown. We don't get paid when we come to a shipper like this. When we come to a shipper and we have to wait to get loaded. We don't get paid for none of that. We barely get paid for it. They're stealing truckers' money. They're stealing our money every day. The trucking industry is top 5 of wage theft. How you explain that, wage theft? How you explain that? It's so much that we're going through as drivers already for us to adapt. It's too much we have to do. Way too much. So when I heard people that said that we have to adapt and adjust, it pissed me off so bad. You shouldn't point the finger at us. Point the finger at the company. The companies need to do a change. The companies need to pay us. And I'm gonna show you proof. I give you proof that we need a change. And we only talk about numbers. We only talk about numbers. It's so many other things that I can talk about, right? Let's talk about the turnover rate of trucking. Do you know the turnover rate of trucking when it comes to mega carrier? 90 to 100%. That's that turnover rate. Company like Werner, seem like that changed their whole fleet every year. Werner out there hiring people every single day. Why is that? Because they're changing their fleet every year. Now, small companies is between 50 to 70%. It's still a lot. It's two bigger reasons. Number one reason is low pay. If you didn't know, low pay. We're not getting paid. It's low pay. You know what's the second reason? Work-life balance. But I don't even want to talk about it in this video. That's going to be a long video. I can talk like this for days. The second reason, when it comes to health, yesterday I went out there for a little run and I realized how bad my low back is. We literally went for 2 miles and I'm telling you, my low back was crushed because we're driving long hours. Let's not even talk about that. Let's stay in numbers. So the turnover rate is freaking 90 to 100% when it comes to bigger companies. And the number one reason is low freaking pay. We're not getting paid, man. We're sacrificing too much already for you to tell us we have to adapt and we have to adjust. We are already doing that automatically. Truck drivers average $100 to $300 every week on food, shower, parking. Every time I stop at a truck stop, it's an easy $20. I'm in a position as a team driver, I don't run out of shower, so I always got a shower. But what about solo drivers? Sometimes you may not have shower that you had to pay out of pocket. It's an average of $100 to $300 truckers spend every week when you're on the road. We're going through so much already. Truck stop need to adjust their price. They need to adjust their price. Not us. What do we have to adjust? What do we have to adapt? We are already doing it. Give us a break. Give us a break. So that's what I really wanted to talk to you guys about today. That's a response to the guy that made that video. Next time somebody telling you have to adapt as a truck driver, tell them we are already doing it. Automatically we are doing it. Mega carriers, the trucking industry have to adapt, not us. We're already doing it too much. People talking about it. And I'm gonna continue to push this conversation and continue to keep talking like this because I'm tired of hearing people defending trucking industry like that. Put all the blame on us. We're just drivers, man. We don't create nothing. We don't do nothing. Yes, of course, we're a little bit crazy on the road. We're driving a little bit too fast in work construction and all, but we're not making any rules. We're not making any laws. So we deserve a little bit better. We deserve a better pay. We deserve a better life balance. Everybody else does. They say we are essential, right? They say we're moving America, right? They say that without truckers, there is no America, right? Well, guess what? Pay us and give us a little bit of respect. This is what we're worth. If you're telling us that we're moving America, you're not doing any of it. If you were, the turnover rate wouldn't be 90%. It wouldn't be. You wouldn't be a top 5 industry or wage theft. Stop all this crap. And this is the conversation that we need to have. Conversation like the way I'm having right now. Because we need change. Before I end this video, one thing that I hate, I feel like we need to talk to young drivers like that as often as possible, because us keep telling them you have to adjust, you have to adapt. Trucking is all sweet. Trucking is all nice, you will make money and all this stuff. It's not being fair. You're not being fair by giving them a real shot to make a right decision for themselves. Because you tell them all the good thing about trucking. You're not telling them stuff like that I'm sitting getting unloaded for the past 3 hours. You're not telling him none of that. You're not telling him the reason of the turnover rate, the lies that recruiter telling us, the pay recruiter that we're going to make and we're not actually making. You're not telling them that the only reason you will make $65,000 as a truck driver is if you honestly take the days off as they say you should. Does that make sense? So if a company wants you to only take 2 days off a month, you have to take these 2 days off every month. As soon as you take more than these 2 days, or $65,000 that you're supposed to make every year, it changed. It might go to now $63,000. Just that easy, just that simple. We know we don't have a fixed pay. You're not telling younger drivers that. We don't have a fixed pay. You might get paid $1,700 this week, and next week you might get paid 16 or 15 or 14, things like that. So be honest. Explain to the younger drivers, give them the pros, give them the cons. Look, this is the part of trucking people are not talking about, young man. If you really want to do it, here's go the pros, here's go the cons. The pros are awesome. You're free. You don't have no supervisor. You don't have somebody to tell you what to do completely. You get to enjoy the city. You get to enjoy the nation. You get to see beautiful things. You get to enjoy new culture. Get to meet people. Beautiful, right? But you got to tell them the dark side of trucking too. And when you do that, and we have this conversation, then you give them a fair shot to say, do I want to be a trucker or I don't want to be a trucker? I'm getting loaded, going to California, and I see you on the next vlog. That's it. I want to make this one real quick. All right, I'm out. Peace.